What is up, everybody? It's your boy Church Price, and I want to say I'm sorry for the audio thing. I'm going to test a new microphone I have right here. Okay, I'm leaving it right there. Hopefully it works and it stays stable and you don't hear noise, okay? Whatever. But I have a funny story. I had to go to court today for a ticket that I got back in late February, and it was a kind of a funny story. I kind of got goofed on by the judge a bit. Not like verbally, but I could tell what he was thinking, okay? He's kind of a goofball. So let me just break this down to you. I was driving, there's this law, you're not allowed to like drive on the road across from cops when they pull people over. Now, normal people would be like, oh yeah, that's just a common sense, whatever. I didn't really think that way. I thought if you couldn't, I always thought people just did it like just because. I thought it was like one of those unspoken rules of the road. Like if you see people flash their high beams, there's probably a cop down the street or something. I thought it was like that. Apparently, I was wrong. It's an actual law that you can't do. So I couldn't pull over at the time, so I was just like, oh, okay, it's fine, just drive right past. Well, then I happened to do that, and then lady pulled me over, and then she explained me the law, and she gave me a ticket worth $220. Kind of pissed off about that because I explained to her that I didn't know the law, but I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway, that's past the point. We're through that now. But basically, I was like, okay, I'll just pay these tickets. She's like, you can pay them online, you pay them, you can go to the courthouse and pay them. It doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Skip to me going to pay the tickets. I pay one of them. One of them works, but the other one wants to be a little goober. It wants to be a goofball. It wants to fucking stay away and hide like a little fucking kid trying to get away from their alcoholic father. Why do I always use such extreme examples? I gotta start thinking smaller. But yeah, it was like trying to dodge my fucking money, bruh. And it's like, he's like, the government doesn't want my cash? Fuck you. I'm trying to pay this thing online, and then I get really pissed off, so I called my dad, and he told me to go to the courthouse to pay it. So I go to the courthouse, and the lady explains to me that the code that they're using for this law or this citation thing is an old code, and it shows up as a pay citation, but actually you have to go to court, so they'll send you a thing in the mail. But I didn't think I was going to get a thing in the fucking mail because it shows pay citation. So what does that mean in their records? And I don't know how the fucking government system works or the judicial system. I don't know how any of it fucking works. I don't get it. I was really nervous the whole time. I go to the courthouse on the day. It was actually today. It was a couple hours ago. And I don't know where to park, first of all, because they're so big. I don't know what's permanent, what's not. And I find a visitor parking, and I get scared because someone keeps staring at me. So then I go to the guy staring at me from the bus stop. I'm saying, hey, sir, why are you staring at me like you're gonna fucking murder me or steal my car or something? Like he was literally giving me the cold, dead stare, like in my very soul, kind of like Ghost Rider when he can like suck your soul out your body with his mouth by looking into you or something. I don't really remember the movie that well, but Nicolas Cage was really good. So he's sitting there, he's like staring at me. So I'm walking to the courthouse, and I keep getting nervous. I'm like, why is he fucking looking at me? I can feel him in like the back of my fucking head, like they're burning a hole in me. So I turn around and I start walking to him. And being the man I am, I confront his ass. I'm like, hey, can I park here? And he said, yes, it's okay to park here because it's visitor parking. So that was fine. That was that problem solved. Then I go into the courthouse. Of course, I make a buffoon of myself by going to the wrong door. It literally said, even though on the door, it says 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and it was currently 11:30 p.m. Okay? So I don't know what they're trying to pull on me and make me look stupid, but that's kind of dumb if you ask me, okay? Walking into the courthouse, I give them my stuff, and then he makes me take my belt off. Well, these pants weren't really like tightened to my waist, so if I take my belt off, I'm gonna be sagging, all right? So I had to like hold my pants as I walked in the metal detector. I'm already making a fool of myself. I can see everyone in the room. They're all laughing at me. Not yet, no. I see that comes later. But so I go in there, and originally, I'm so stupid. I never had to do anything like this before. Adult things bother me because I'm not an adult guy. I don't like to do the whole put that stuff away. I'll do my job. I'll get my money. I'll pay my taxes. Just take it all out. Just let me not have to do anything else. Okay, I just want to play my video games, smoke my weed, watch my movies, jerk. I'll get into the courthouse. I'm looking at this thing. I'm trying to find my name. I'm in courtroom 3. So I go to sit on the benches. And then I get nervous again, so I text my father, and I'm like, hey, do I need to do anything? Do I wait for them to call my name, or do I, go into the courtroom at 11:30? And he said, oh, I have no idea. It depends on the courthouse. I was like, well, thanks. But I didn't even see that message because I got too nervous because I'm paranoid. I'm very, very paranoid. So I got very paranoid, and I walked up to the people at the metal detector thing, and I was like, hey, do I have to go into the courtroom at 11:30, or do I wait for them to call my name? Because I thought the cop outside called your name into the courtroom and you walked in there and no one was in there. Because, like, I didn't want to be a public nuisance and be embarrassed when I told everybody that I made a fatal mistake of not knowing the law. It sounds worse than it is. What was I saying? What was I saying? Tell me what I was saying. Repeat back to me. Put it in the comments. What was I saying? He tells me, no, you have to go into the courtroom. And I was like, oh, I do? He's like, because they may call you early. I was like, oh, no. And then I'm like, even more paranoid. I'm like, yo, what if they already fucking called me? What if I got to go in there already? Oh, shit. And then I go into the courtroom and I see all these people and I slowly take my seat. I'm the drippiest one there, obviously. I mean, look how fucking fly I look. A button-up jacket with, sorry, that's going to be loud, with the hood. Got these little pants. I never wear pants like this, but I wore these pants today because these pants, I needed these pants. I put the pants on. I wore the pants. Why do I keep... I'm not wearing hockey pants! The judge is sitting there. Luckily, I made it just in time. He's calling the 11:30 docket. Everyone else goes up there first. There's a weird thing I'm going to touch on at the very end that no one needs to watch around for. It's just something that I picked up on that the bailiff, I think, is racist. I'll talk about that in a minute, but there's an old dude, then there's a black dude, and then there was another person, and then it was my turn. The officer was there, so I did have to confront them, so I put my big puffy chest out, and I, because I could totally take this woman on. No, she would totally drop kick my ass, but she was a very nice woman. She had a very nice smile. She was very nice when she pulled me over, too. Like, she understood. She was like, she knew I had to get to work on time. I kind of complained to her. I was like, if I don't get to work, I'm going to be fired. So, she made sure she got faster, so I appreciate that. So walk up. And before, I didn't know what to say. Like, there's a guilty and not guilty. But then he said something to this other person that was guilty with explanation. And I was like, maybe that's what I got to do. Because I was already wanting to pay the ticket. I didn't really care. I had the money to do it. I wanted to pay it. So I wanted to just get it over with. So I said guilty with explanation, which was I say I'm guilty and I explain. So I just explained everything I said before, that the code was wrong and that they told me to get to the court date and that I already paid the ticket. And the judge did not care at all of what I said. But actually, I should probably preface this. I didn't say guilty without, I didn't say guilty with explanation. I said, I think it's guilty with explanation, Your Honor, because I actually didn't know what I was doing. And then this is where I saw this little nefarious act. The Your Honor fucking smirked at me. I saw his little giggle, his little smirk when I said that. My hands were shaky, my voice was chittering, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was real nervous, okay? I don't do this stuff. What do you want from me? So he's fucking, like, I saw that, and I was like, oh, no. Because, yes, I looked it up, and it does seem that you did pay your thing, and I see that. And then he's like, I'm just going to meld these two together. And he looks at the officer. He's like, is that clear? Like, did he do the thing? And she was like, she cleared up everything that he needed her to. And then he was like, I'm just going to meld these two together. Now, in my head, because I know that the system is corrupt, or that at least that's what I've always preface when I see, big cases, but those are like big Supreme cases, so I guess this isn't really that important. I don't really care about corrupting me. And me and my friend were joking that I'm going to somehow turn this to a 19-year prison sentence because only I could probably do that. And I almost maybe did. That's what I was thinking at the time. So when I heard him say he was going to meld them together, I thought straight that it was something bad. I thought it meant he was going to put the ticket on the other one and they were going to double it and I had to repay it. No, I asked him, he was like, is that clear? And I looked at him and I was like, may I ask what that means, Your Honor? And he was like, it just means this case is over. And then he started laughing at me. And then he tried to explain to me, he's like, do you know what double jeopardy is? And I was like, yes, Your Honor, I learned it in school. And then he starts laughing again. And then they say the case is closed. And I just say, hey, can I say one thing to the officer real quick? And before he even answers, because I'm such an idiot, before I even let the judge answer the question I just asked him, bro, you can heal them later. I'm making a video. As the judge, is going to answer my question that I asked him, I completely ignore him and I just look over to the officer. I'm like, I'm very sorry. It was a misunderstanding on my part. I didn't mean to stop you. I'm sorry I wasted your time. And I really had this funny idea because she was kind of cute. And I was like, why not shoot my shot? Alpha male, Andrew Tate type shit. Because he asked everyone else if they had something else they wanted to say to the officer. So I was going to be like, yes, Your Honor. Is she single? And it would have been the greatest thing ever, but I feel like it would have ruined my case. So I didn't. But if the officer happens to see this, you have me on your record. So you could always look me up. I do that. The officer's laughing at me. The judge is laughing at me. The bailiff was laughing. And I turned around to leave because I didn't know where to go because everyone else went that one door and they had to sit down to pay a court fee. I didn't get a court fee because I guess I'm special or something. And I didn't know where to go. So I go one door and the bailiff's like, no, you're free to go. Like I'm some activated criminal. why do I keep using words that don't make sense? Like I'm some active criminal or something. This like I just murdered some guy, but I got away with it or something. So then I leave, and then I look around, and all the people in the little crowd are smiling at me. I'm like, I just. I just wanted to pay the fine, man. I just wanted to pay it. I don't know what you want from me. But now I want to get on the one thing. So I think the bailiff was racist. Because the first court case was this old white dude. And so he goes up, and the bailiff is sitting there, and he has this chair in his hands. And then there's like two doors. Think of like this as like a back door, and then there's like another door on the other side right there. The bailiff has this chair. He's like over here with it, right? But then the next guy comes up, and this is guy named a really thick accent, but he's so cheery and joyful that I really wish the judge would have just let him go because of that. I'm not gonna talk about what they have with the other cases because that's probably not my like permission to do. But he was so cheerful. He was like, "Yes, I am you." Walks up, and I heard someone snicker in the thing, and I thought that was really rude too. But the bailiff does this really awkward hand movement. I only noticed it because after he does it for this guy, he does the opposite of it for the next person. He takes the chair and he sort of backs up to the door and holds it in front of it like was about to just jump through him or like bolt for some reason. Come to find out, the case wasn't even that extreme. It was like not even anything major. It's like another like a little traffic violation. And the only reason I noticed it is because after it's done, other motherfucker comes up, and he's just like, he fucking moves it back, and the other thing he says is a white dude, so he fucking moves it back. And I'm like, I don't know if it was what I thought it was, but I just thought I would point it out because it was just really funny to me how blatant it was, if that actually was what I was seeing. But thank you for watching if you did, if this is even uploaded, because the audio might be completely shit, so I'm sorry for that, and I appreciate you watching if you do, and leave in the comment if you ever go court and they laugh at you and treat you like goofball. I had the whole courtroom laughing at me, man. Not because I made a joke. It was, I kind of feel bad. Like, I don't know. Should I feel bad about that? Like, is that like I don't know. Goodbye.